For this demonstration, you're going to need 3 to 4 rolls of tulle measuring 6 inches wide and 25 yards long, a 1 yard cut of 1.5 inch grosgrain or satin ribbon, as well as a cut of 1/2 inch braided elastic, which is my preferred type of elastic. You're also going to need a measuring tape, a pair of scissors, some form of a cylinder. I'm using a base, but you can use a peanut butter jar or a formula jar, as well as some type of a plate or pan. I'm going to show you a trick that I've learned to save a lot of time to cutting your tulle. Use a plate, use a pan, use your arm, something to wrap it around. That's complete, just take it and you cut directly through it. If you want your tutu to be 9 inches long, make sure that your plate or your pan or whatever you're using is 9 inches long. Every strip needs to be double the length of what you want your tutu to be in the end, because they're all going to be folded over like this. So if you want a 9 inch long tutu, you want 18 inch long strips. If you want 10 inches, it needs to be 20, etc., etc. I'm going to be using my daughter, who's 5 years old, to be making this tutu for. I already know that her waist circumference is about 23 to 24 inches. So I'm going to measure that using my measuring tape. And when you're measuring, you're going to measure it out at a comfortable stretch, not pulled tight. You don't want it completely tense, but you also don't want it completely relaxed. You want it right somewhere right in the middle. And you're going to measure it out to her waist circumference, and then give yourself an extra inch or so, because we're going to lose some when we tie this in a square knot. Now, one way to do it, you can overlap it a little bit and sew up and down to make it a nice and even and flush here. However, if you're not a seamstress or you're scared of a needle and thread, we're just going to do a basic square knot. Cross the ends over like this, and turn one underneath, just like you're doing shoelaces. Do it twice, and I'll try to do it so you can see, like that, and then again, like that. Shimmy it up so that you're not losing your length, and just pull it back and forth until you get it really nice and tight. And you can trim those edges off, like this, and slip it over your cylinder. Okay. It doesn't matter if it gets all twisted, it's going to get twisted in the making process anyways. That really doesn't have any effect on it. Now that you've got your cylinder and your elastic is ready, we're going to take these strips that we cut earlier. We're going to take 2 at a time. 2 strips stuck together, fold it over across your thumb. You're going to pull out that elastic, holding it in the front, pushing it up toward the back, and down through that hole in the front like that. I always do my first one over that knot, just to help to cover it up, so it's not exactly pretty. And then repeat. 2 strips over the front, back, down to the front, and you just tighten it. It's going to look like a bunch of little bow ties, just like that. Once you've got all your knots on and it's completely full, you'll notice that there's actually a lot of white space if you were to stretch it. And it's not very fluffy. So what we're going to do So we're going to start cinching them slightly together to kind of make it a little bit more full, and then we'll fill in those gaps. We're going to stick that back on our cylinder and keep going. You can see we've got a nice full tutu. A little messy around the bottoms, but we're going to fix that right now. I actually like to flip it over to do this. Brush it out with your fingers, just comb it through. You can see it right here where it kind of tapers off and gets a little uneven. Just cut it all the way around. Now we're going to take that yard of satin or grosgrain ribbon you have, and just like you're tying a shoe in the air. Just like that. And then we're going to take a hot glue gun, do just a little right there. And I actually like to put it right where you can see that we started that knot in the front. And glue it right on top of that so we really cover that up. And you can trim the ends, cutting them at a diagonal. I like to singe the ends. That way they don't fray later. Just run a quick flame right over the edge of those ribbons, and that will just cinch just the bottom so it won't fray. There you have it. And there you have a trimmed up rounded tutu and a pixie cut tutu.